Hello, welcome back to Chris's Beer Reviews. How are you? Hope you're doing really well as per usual, and it's time for another beer review. Of course it is. And we're off to Tesco's? We're off to Tesco's for another one of their new releases, and we're off to Brooklyn Brewery, and we're looking at this Butterfly Photobomb 440ml can double IPA coming in at 8.4% ABV. Boom, 8.4% ABV. Now, Brooklyn Brewery. I mean, this couldn't be any further away from Brooklyn if it tried. Well, to be fair, it could get a bit further away. This is brewed in Sweden. Now, I don't know if Brooklyn Brewery actually have their own brewery there per se, or whether it's got anything to do with Carlsberg Marston's. Brooklyn Lager used to be outstanding, absolutely outstanding. I said this on a video the other day, but since Carlsberg Marston's have got their greasy mitts on it, they've ruined it. It was such an epic lager, Brooklyn Lager. And they also released Brooklyn Pilsner, which I didn't rate, but again, brewed nowhere near Brooklyn. That was brewed in the UK. So this is brewed out of Sweden. So this should be interesting as to how this tastes. One of the many new double IPAs that have landed in Tesco's, and Sainsbury's have certainly released a few as well, or some have landed in Sainsbury's. Got a couple of Brooklyn glasses over here. Let's just go with the relatively plain Brooklyn glass. And let's get this one out. Let's have a look at it. What does it say on the side actually? Let's do that. It says it's a juicy double IPA with notes of freshly peeled tangerines, coconut milk and sweet passion fruit, thanks to plenty of Sabro hops. Keep it cold and drink it fresh. Hoppy, juicy and tropical. Ingredients wise, it says water, malted barley, malted oats. Should give it a nice smoothness with the oats. Dextrose. Not sure there's any need for dextrose in a beer. And hops and yeast. Doesn't tell you what hops, but it does say on that little bit I read out, thanks to plenty of Sabro hops. So anyway, let's get on with it. Let's get pouring, let's get drinking. Well, let's get sniffing, and then let's get drinking. There's a reasonably pleasant aroma. Don't go over the edge. Please don't go over the edge. Thank you. There is a relatively pleasant aroma coming out of there. Definitely a floral, herbal vibe from sitting this distance away from it. Let's get the rest in. We will get the rest of this can in. What is that on there? So unlike me, I am pushing out quite a few reviews at the moment because I'm off work at the minute. However, next week I'm away for 4 days doing some work, so I won't be able to put any videos out. So I thought, well, while I'm off at the moment, I'll get a few out before I disappear next week, because the likelihood of me getting any videos out next week is probably going to be quite slim. When I say next week, it's Monday tomorrow, isn't it? Which is when this video will probably come out. Anyway, waffling. There it is in the glass. Definitely is hazy. There's serious carbonation going on in there. I mean, this is definitely a nucleated glass, isn't it? Yeah, there is some serious carbonation going on in there that you probably can't see. But that looks so... Yeah, can you see it? I think you might be able to actually. Yeah, look how busy that is. That is nonsensely busy, which is what is keeping that head going. Slightly hazy, a little bit orangey in colour. Let's get snuffing. Yeah, coconut, not wrong on the Sabro. And tropical. Oh, that smells really good. That does actually smell really good. Oh, massive tropical notes on that. Big kind of coconut vibe. Big citrus vibe to it. That smells very, very good. Another one I was probably expecting to be a little bit negative about, but based on that aroma, oh, it smells amazing. Let's get tasting. Cheers. Oh. Core, the carbonation is massive. I know that's a nucleated glass, which does help, but boy, it's like having fizzy sherbet in your mouth. It's just popping all over the place. There's the Sabro. The Sabro's good. It definitely has a coconut vibe to it. But boy, it's punchy. It's punchy on the tropical flavours. Definitely getting passion fruit. There's definitely hints of mango. It's got stone fruit vibes to it. Dry as you like. It starts off really sweet, but my goodness, at the back is my gob drying out rapidly. It's pretty big. It's pretty bold. Orange. There's some orange, which on there it says tangerine, but it is orange. If you can hear a scraping noise, my pub sign that's on the outside of my pub shed is swinging away, and it was bouncing off the shed at the same time because it is quite windy. So if you can hear that kind of noise, that's what it is. Not that you can, but crying out loud, that carbonation is epic. Absolutely epic. Do I like this beer? Let's go again. Let's go again. So it is really smooth once you get past the carbonation. Once that fizz dies off, you kind of get left with this kind of smooth feeling that's coated all of your inside of your mouth, which is going to be the oats that are in it. That's good. But I'm going to say this is a negative, and it shouldn't be, because it says it on the can. It says about the tangerine. There is a massive amount of orange stroke tangerine vibes on there, which is just a little bit too much for me. It's kind of dominating everything else. It could still be the leading flavour, but it dominates everything else. You get that nice kind of tropical vibe, that stone fruit vibe, that citrusy vibe at the front, kind of like grapefruit and lemon, passion fruit, bit of almost a delicate kind of bit of mango, almost a little bit of peachiness, and then whack comes in that orange tangerine flavour that just dominates, absolutely dominates. The coconut vibe is good. That works well with the oats, which kind of helps with that kind of smoothness feeling, which helps you get over how busy that carbonation is, which is epically busy. On the back end, it really starts drying out, really does start to kind of dry the back of your throat, where you think, I need to drink a bit more. So let's talk about that drinking a bit more. That 8.4% ABV, that is decent. Again, it's the same as the Brewdog that I reviewed yesterday. It just lacked a body, and I don't know how they're doing this. I don't know how they are reducing that body for something that is 8%. I mean, earlier on, I knew that there was no point in me reviewing both of these Brooklyn beers. Well, in my mind, there was no point reviewing them back to back. Sriracha Ace Saison Ale, 7.2% ABV. A lot of people are going to like that. A lot of people are going to absolutely love that. It had some great flavour on that first mouthful. First mouthful was like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing. And then I had a second and a third, and it just crashes. It crashes. I can't believe that is actually 7.2%. It is so thin. It is ridiculous. What it reminded me of, actually, was I thought it'd be a good summer beer. It reminded me of Blue Moon, is where I went with that. It reminded me of Blue Moon. And I don't mind a Blue Moon. I enjoy a Blue Moon. Stick a slice of orange in it in the summer. Happy days. That's what that wants, is a hot summer's day and a slice of orange put in it. That is never 7.2% ABV. Anyway, we're talking about a different beer. I'm going off again. I'm ranting again and again and again. Let's go back to this. I'm hitting 10 minutes again, and I do not like going over 10 minutes. But Butterfly Photobomb, 8.4%. One more mouthful. Tell you what I think, and we're done. Is it really Brooklyn Brewery? No, it's Carlsberg Marston's. It's okay. Funny enough, I found myself saying that yesterday. It's okay. Has a lot of promise and then dies off. So are these big booming 8% beers that are, and plus, that are coming back into Tesco's, are they delivering? So far, not really. Not really are they delivering. It's okay. It's fairly decent. Would I buy it again? No. Would I recommend it? Do you know, there's a little part of me that would recommend that, and I'll tell you why. If you go back 3-4 years and you're drinking the big double IPAs that were hitting supermarkets, you knew they were big, they were bold, they had amazing mouthfeels. But you couldn't give one of those to somebody that had never drunk craft beer. You just couldn't. You could not give one of those to someone that was a macro, Stella, Heineken, Carlsberg, Foster's drinker. They would have thought it was repulsive because it was just too big and too bold. I'd give that a shot. I'd give that a shot. A good friend of mine, he does try kind of the odd other beer here and there. If I gave him that, I reckon he'd enjoy it, because it just lacks that huge, big punch that so many double IPAs have. Take Putty, for example. Putty 2025. What's that? That's up over 8%, isn't it? Similar sort of vibe. It has a punchiness to it, which was great. That doesn't. The Brewdog beer didn't. I don't know how that drank like it was 4.5%. I don't know how they're doing it. I do not know how they are brewing these 8% plus beers and giving them a mouthfeel of something that isn't. But maybe it's clever. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. I'm ranting on. We're 11 minutes 30 in. My videos don't last that long. Yeah, something not vibing. See you later.